Good morning, everybody. Today is July the 16th. Oshkosh is less than a week away for the start. And, it's kind of strange because for a long time you're thinking, oh, Oshkosh is, I got plenty of time, 2-3 weeks away, a month away. And the closer it gets, it seems like time becomes more compressed and there's so much to do. And I have run into that situation myself. And that's kind of what I'm faced with right now. You know, of all the times, I've got a primary care doctor's appointment here in a little while today. I've got a VA appointment tomorrow, so that's in the way. I thought the plane was all up to snuff and ready to go. I flew it last night, and what did I find out? I got a number 4 EGT that's all over the place by a couple of 100 degrees. So I'm not even going to try to troubleshoot it. I've got another one, and I'm just going to go out there probably tomorrow and put that in. Another reason that I flew last night is I wanted to make double sure I didn't have any oil leak problems, as you saw from my previous videos. Also, things to do, update software. And I was out last night. I meant to bring my Adventure Pilot GPS home and update it, and I left it in the plane. So I'll have to get that there probably this afternoon and bring that home too. There's just always so much to do. Flight planning, which is the purpose of this video. The software I use is I fly by Adventure Pilot out of McKinney, Texas, I believe it is. Number one things that iFly software does that I don't think anybody else does is they've got what they call their vector mode, which removes all of the background stuff from like a VFR sectional chart. It gets all that background stuff off of there so that things, the airports and all the other things that you want on there show up, as well as next red weather and especially traffic. So let's get into the software and go ahead and program this flight to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. One more thing, let me add this, is I'm a very conservative pilot. I live down here in South Alabama where there's massive thunderstorms in the south every day. But being ultra conservative, I don't hesitate to not fly. If anything, I'm too conservative. But I'm going to tell you something. Thunderstorms get you killed. Prepare for my trip by assuming that I'm going to fly. I do everything I can. Update the software, flight plan, all of those kind of things. Get ready, pack, get the plane packed, tents, sleeping bags, whatever I need. And at the last minute, if I can't fly, I drive. So I still get to go to Oshkosh either way. Okay, here we are. I've got the iFly app pulled up. This is the way I always do it. This is my little Nexus tablet. And I program the trip here, sitting at home. And then I take it to the airport, loads it into the iFly GPS so I can use my autopilot. Makes it nice and easy. All right, and this is the VFR sectional chart, and you can see there's so much background clutter and everything in that. I don't like flying with that pulled up. So here's what I do. I go to map mode. Actually, it comes up in vector. And look at that. Cleans it up beautifully. Kind of hones it down to aviation stuff. Of course, all of the green and blue dots up there are airports around the country. Green is VFR, and you can kind of get an idea of what the weather's like. All right, here we are. Going to start a flight plan to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I go like this. There's a few ways you can do it. My airplane's based at 5R4, and we're going to Oshkosh. So there's the flight direct. When I get all these airports, you see all these, this is MOAs. I try to avoid that as much as possible, but if I take a route over here to the west. It puts me in a lot of them. So I usually come up here and then go to the right, just to the east, just a little bit, and then kind of head back towards the west to end up here at Oshkosh. I tell you, using this iFly Adventure Pilot software is just the easiest, most intuitive thing. Now I've lost myself. Where am I at? Okay, here we go. So let's drag this out of that MOA to about right there. When I take off from Foley Airport, I'm in an MOA. So this first one, usually what I do, actually I'm in an alert area, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that gets me out of a lot of it right there. And you see the way I just kind of pick my way around. See, that keeps me out of those. Zoom out a little bit here so you can see. And then I can begin my westward track. And I want to stay out of any Class Bravos. I got to get out of Chicago there. But that's the way I pick myself around any controlled airspace. All right, that there is, what is that, some kind of restricted area? It's Fort Campbell. What is this? MOA. So I want to go, if I have to go around, make a pretty big deviation like that to get around Fort Campbell and these MOAs right there, I kind of scan out, and that'll look to the both sides and see which one's going to put me closer to some airports in case I had an issue. So here's 2 airports right here. Of course, there may be more if you zoom in. But I kind of like getting closer to these 3 than just that one. So let's do this. Let's come up here and skirt all the way around all of that. See, and that gives me 3 airports right there to use in case I had an issue. And I just keep looking up here. Whoop, I zoomed in. Now what is this? Is that an MOA? Got some weather going on there. Airspace. That's an MOA. But we're right to the edge of it, so let's just go ahead and move just a tiny bit. Right there. I think I'm clear of that Class C right there. You can see that I am. That's Class C airspace. But I'm outside of it. Almost outside the Class B. So let's just push just a tiny bit. And that puts me at Oshkosh. But now you know, if you've read the Oshkosh NOTAM, which if you're flying in there, you certainly need to have it on board with you. You don't fly directly to Oshkosh. There's several different starting points to the Fisk arrival. So what I do is I just take this and drag it down somewhere like that. And then when I get close, I will be listening to the ATIS to see which starting point they're using. And for me personally, there's also a chance I might fly into Fond du Lac right there. I haven't decided yet. That just depends on how busy the approach is. The one thing about Oshkosh that I don't like is if they have some bad weather coming in, like, let's turn the next red on for a minute. But if something like that's coming through Oshkosh, it's hard to get out of there because there's 10,000 other airplanes in that place. Fond du Lac, I believe, would be easier to get out of. So that's just food for thought. Now, when you're flying on north and south headings like this, the one thing you really need to be careful of is somebody flying in the opposite direction on a north or south heading that might be at your same altitude. When you're talking just a couple of degrees, now see, this is clearly to the east, but that's north. This is clearly to the west, which would be even thousands plus 500. But here's a spot right here that is nearly north and south. So you have to be extra vigilant of, traffic coming at you. Okay, but that's basically the way I plan a flight. So right now, I'm just going to leave that in there, and we'll see how that works out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like and a subscribe. Hope to see you at Oshkosh.